But a lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.
I wore my Hoochie Daddy shorts. I've been running. I want to show off these bad boys. Dude, I had surgery. I had a partial meniscectomy. So I was running when me and Paige first started dating. I was running every day after work because like when you're in the early stages of a relationship, you're in these like puppy dog stages where you want to just spend all of your time together. Yeah, and it's like also I need to work out, otherwise I'm a miserable fuck.
Right.
And so I would go lift. I'd go stretch for 45 minutes, then run for like an hour, then go lift for like a half hour. And she's like, dude, like I never get to, she started to get upset about how long I'd be at the gym or whatever, especially when she was wanting to hang out with me all the time. So I started running like just exclusively, and man, I felt like mentally the best I've ever felt as an adult.
Yeah.
Running all the time. And we lived by an island. We're in Michigan. We lived by an island that you could get to by a bridge.
Yeah.
So like I'd run across the bridge, get to the island, do a couple of laps of the island, and then run back home. And it was like 3.5 miles. So I'd run 3.5 miles every single day after work.
Yeah.
I felt amazing. I felt so good. Like couldn't shake me. Mm-hmm. And I started after a couple of months of that, I'd like dropped so much weight. Like by the lowest weight that I got to, I was down 90 pounds from my fattest.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. And but then I was running one day. I'm like, my knee feels weird. Mm-hmm. And then there's this one spot of the island where you have this long straight run that's right against the water, and you turn around, you run back, and when you turn left from the long point or whatever, there's a super steep hill. Yeah. And I used to look forward to it because it was a change up, because you have like 3/4 of a mile of just like flat straight running right next to the water,
right,
to go to the end of the pier and back, and then you have to go up this motherfucker of a hill.
Yeah.
And I'd like, here we go, here it comes. I'd get excited about it.
Right.
I got to that hill when my knee started hurting, and I was like, oh my God, I had to stop and I had to walk. And I think I might have even walked up the hill backwards.
Yeah.
It's not a big hill, but
okay.
But it's big enough that I like stopped, turned around, and I walked up backwards because it hurt too bad to even walk it forwards. And I was like, what the fuck happened? So I go to the doctor. I went to a walk-in clinic originally, and they're like, overuse injury, elevation, heat, ice, depending on whatever. And so I did that for a couple weeks. And the pain was like relentless. Yeah. And I'm a pipe fitter, so like I'm standing all day at work, walking all day at work, climbing all day at work, and then I'm getting home and I'm like, I want to work out and I can't, because like as soon as I start running, my knee's like, oh my God, what the fuck,
right?
Or like if I take a big step, I remember one time I stepped over some like 20-inch pipe and I landed heel first, and it like shot electricity like through my body.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what the fuck did I just do to myself?
Right.
And so like a couple of months go by of me not working out to let my knee heal.
Yeah.
And then I tried to get back to it, and it's like I ran like a half mile and I couldn't do it. I was in so much pain.
Yeah. And
then I went to a job site where we were working either on the second floor or in the penthouse of the whole job. And during the entire job, we were on the second floor or in the penthouse. Yeah. But the second floor is like 4 flights of regular stairs to get to the second floor. Mm-hmm. And then to get to the penthouse is another 4 flights of stairs to get to
man.
So it's like, I think we counted like 95 steps.
Okay.
Each section.
Wow.
And so like when I was working there, to be like, hey, can you run up to the penthouse and shut that bypass off and come back down? I'd be like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And like I was laughing, I'd be laughing, looking at my watch, being like, dude, I did like 75 flights of stairs, like, and it's coffee time.
Yeah.
But maybe closer to the end of the day with that much, but
yeah,
still, my knee would be like miserable. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Right.
And I kept going to the doctor, and they kept telling me the same shit. Oh, you might have a sprain. Oh, you have an overuse injury, and then it took over a year to finally get the MRI approved. So I got the MRI, and it was like, oh yeah, my meniscus torn half, like on the horizontal plane, like a hamburger bun,
Oh, wow.
And the bottom half of the meniscus flipped behind my knee.
Oh, yeah.
And it went in between, in the knee joint, it went between my bone and the MCL.
Okay.
So that meniscus was pushing on the MCL. That's why I was that's why I thought I had an MCL tear, because the pain of the MCL was so extreme.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, so I finally got the MRI after like a year, and then got the results, got in contact with an orthopedic surgeon. So, the orthopedic surgeon, 2 incisions in the front of the knee, went in, orthoscopically, and just removed what was pushing on my MCL, which was the bottom half of my meniscus. So I only have the upper half of my meniscus left.
Yeah.
But I'm actually like on disability from this, like getting back to work Monday.
Yeah.
Finally, they're letting me go back to work. But I started running.
Yeah.
It's 4 weeks post-op. Started running again. I feel, dude, it's like fucking finally, after a year and a half, almost 2 years now of like not being able to run, to get back to it. Holy shit. It feels so good. To like, man, what a mind fuck to go from these are the things I love doing. I love hiking. I love running. I love disc golfing.
Yeah.
I love mountain biking. And I love spin class. Like, as lame as that sounds.
Right.
I couldn't do any of it for almost 2 years. And it's like, why am I having panic attacks? Why am I emotionally, why am I kind of miserable? Why am I gaining weight?
Right.
So rapidly. And it's like, because I like all this huge portion of my life that, that's always been a part of me, like always being active and doing these things and having these different goals. Like all of that stuff has been such a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And then have that taken away. I was like, holy shit.